Today many people struggle more than ever with pornography and sexual addiction. Satan has a foothold in many men's hearts and homes, and the church hasn't always done a very good job at validating the devastating effects this habit has on one's mind, body, spirit, and marriage. Perhaps some church leaders are reluctant to come down hard on this problem because they fear what might happen. According to surveys conducted by Barna Research, a sizable percentage of pastors also struggle with pornography problems. Secular research and brain science now are starting to speak out about the damaging effects of watching pornography. In the text, I'll put a link to an article and a TED Talk that is sobering to watch. Every adult ministry leader should watch this. And Jesus takes the issue of pornography very seriously. He says in the Bible, "You've heard the commandment that says, 'You must not commit adultery.' But I say anyone who even looks at a woman with lust," pornography, has already committed adultery with her in his heart. And then he goes on to say, "If your eye, even your good eye, causes you to lust, gouge it out, throw it away. It's better for you to lose a part of your body than your whole body to be thrown into hell. And if your hand, even your stronger hand, causes you to sin, cut it off, throw it away. It is better for you to lose a part of your body than for your whole body to be thrown into hell." Jesus doesn't mess around with this. He says this is serious stuff, and he tells people to take decisive action if they have this problem. Gouging out your eye or cutting off your hand will not keep a person from lusting. But what Jesus meant was by this is do what it takes to deal with this problem now. Sadly, many men who have this problem don't listen. Instead, they play with fire thinking they won't get burned. But they're wrong. The Bible is full of warnings about sexual immorality and the consequences of unbridled lust. For example, Paul writes, "There should be no sexual immorality among us, and that such sins have no place among God's people." And he goes on to say, "We should not be fooled by those who try to excuse these sins, for the anger of God will fall on all who disobey." And later on he tells us, "Expose these worthless deeds of evil and darkness." So does this mean porn is the same as adultery? Well, I think Jesus says it is, as does Peter. And if it's repeated and unrepentant, it may be biblical grounds for divorce. The question that determines what happens next is what a man or a woman who's caught in this sin, what's their response to this problem with pornography and lust? Does he or she hate it? Are they repentant? Is he doing everything within his power to stop and eliminate this habit, even when it costs him? For example, is he willing to be without the internet? Is he willing to put controls on his computer? Is he going for help with his thought life? Is he honest and open with others about his struggle and willing to be accountable? And is he grateful for a wife who holds him accountable for his behaviors so that he doesn't burn himself and his entire family down to the ground with his own foolish fantasies? If so, then a Christian wife's response would be to be gracious and forgiving, coupled with uncompromising stand against allowing such evil in her home and her marriage. No woman in her right mind, whether she was a Christian or not, would allow her husband to bring another woman into their home or bedroom to have sex. In the same way, if he is not repentant or desiring to change this problem, no woman or wife should turn the other way, close her eyes to knowing her husband is oogling other women or watching pornography. It degrades her, it demeans him, and dehumanizes the woman he oogles. It's time for women to draw a line in the sand for the well-being of marriage, family, and their spouse, and say no more. If that's what you want to do, I can't stop you, but I won't live like this. Now, this is a tough stance, but Jesus and the Bible call us to take tough stances. And if your husband won't, you must. And if you don't, your husband will continue to behave as if he can have his cake and eat it too. He can enjoy all the perks of home, marriage, even family life, and still live treacherously and lustfully. Don't let him. Remember, this is not just his life, it's yours too. And your strong stand may be the one thing that will get his attention and hopefully motivate him to face this issue. If he refuses, then it's time you quit enabling this habit to destroy you and your children. If you found this helpful, please share it with a friend.